Okay, guys. So I'm going on a trip to the mountains in New Mexico next week, and I need to make some DIY fire starters. So we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to do that, since I've had people ask me about that a couple of times. So here we go. All right, guys. We're going to start with beeswax today. You can use any kind of wax you have laying around the house. Straight onto the pan. You don't have to have water or anything underneath it. We're going to get you a fancy stir implement. I prefer pecan. Once that's melted out, you can start adding your medium sawdust. This is actually filtered bedding for small house pets. That was given to me when somebody didn't have small house pets anymore. The trick here is you're going to use more than you think you need. And as you'll see when we're doing the compression later, I actually could have put some more in here. It's going to get nice and thick. You're actually going to lose all of the volume of liquid. It's going to turn into basically just the bedding. You'll see that it momentarily when I add this next batch that it soaks it all up. It coats it and it becomes completely soaked with the um, wax. So that's what makes it burn so well. But you'll see when we're done stirring that it basically just looks like giant. Um, and see the smoke coming here. That's an indication that we're starting to burn on the bottom, which means that we've exhausted most of the liquid form of the wax. So we're just about ready to take it off the burner at this point. All right, we'll move over to the table where I have a small muffin tin. Um, be careful. Instruments are hot after being exposed to fire. So we're just going to fill them in right here. You just fill them in, scrape it in, and then you'll take whatever you can find laying around that you can press in, and press these into little cakes and little into the muffin tin. We're going to try to get them flat as possible so that they're just little cakes that come out. Make sure you take all the excess and push it back into the holes, and then press them again. We want to get these as tight as possible. Again, we'll take the excess and push them into the holes here. Um, at one point here, uh, my family comes home from grocery shopping, and I've got to get up and help them unload and put away all the groceries for today. So, which actually provides us with an opportunity to look at something here real quick. If you walk away from this project, what's going to happen is the wax is going to harden up on you. And you'll see here momentarily I grab the pan and I start to scrape again and nothing comes out. Here I'm pressing, pressing again. You see the extra liquid coming out right there? That means I probably could have added some more sawdust or bedding and been okay. We just had a little extra, so but we were close. It's fine. Those two at the top will seem to have a little extra wax in them, but no big deal. Make sure we're scraping all that. You don't need the big lips on them or anything like that. So Come back after helping my family put up the groceries, and you'll see me pick up the pan and try to scrape it out, and it's all solidified. So, yep, hard as a rock. So, back to the burner we go for a couple of minutes, and we come back and we start filling in again. We just fill it in and press it all back down until it's good and solid. And press them all in, and then we're good to let them sit for a little bit. All right, so time to pop them out of the pan, and I'm gonna spare you the agony of watching me pop every single one of them. Than what it took to pop all of them out. They're ridiculously stuck to these pans. So that's what we ended up with. Um, all right, guys. So the first burn test did not go as planned. There was too much wind, and it kept knocking everything off. So I had to do a second burn test. That's why instead of 12 little fire starters, there were 10 on that stack. So here you go. I'm gonna let this run. I think about 10 minutes. That's which is about half its burn time. But I'm not gonna keep you here for all that. So guys, I appreciate it. Enjoy the video, and if you have any questions, I'll see you in the comments.